Hi, and today, bleh. Alright, just edit that out. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. I get to look at my lovely background. Alright, so now you have your video file in the format you want it. You can edit in that Power Director. I do not recommend it. It's frustrating, it's annoying. I really don't like the program. However, we do have Adobe software on our laptops. So if you go to the Adobe Macromedia file, if it ever comes up, you want to go to Premiere Pro, whatever version of it you have. It takes a while to load just because it has to get the network key because only so many people can use it at one time. So you have to be connected to the internet in order to use the software, but I think it's worth it. And it'll ask you to create a project. Just create one that's titled whatever retreat. You can title it whatever you want. I have a default one that I edit in for when I'm just doing random editing, but I usually create a specific file that I save on the camera for each retreat. And so the first thing you're going to do is import the files you want. You can import more than one file at once. And since we saved it to the camera, we're going to open that up. There we go. Since I want to show you how to do transitions, I'm going to go find another file somewhere. Yeah, we can do that one. Alright. It's very simple. It takes a while. If this is going on down here, you can't use the video files yet. You have to let it index and convert and properly load the file before you can actually do anything with it. But this catchphrase one should be all done. Usually what I do when I'm editing the retreat video is I put the song on audio 1 and then I lock it so it can't be edited. After, trimming that silence that ends up at the beginning and end of the song just from the way it's recorded. And then, unless I want the sound on a specific video clip, I mute the sound on audio 2 and put the sound for all the video clips on that one. Also, you can have sequences, and I create a different sequence for each song. So if you can come over here and edit the title, rename it Part 1 this time, and see it changed on there. If you're done with your first song and ready to go on to a second one, you go to File, New, Sequence. You can, if you double click, it'll show up in here and you can watch it if you aren't sure what it is anymore. Close that. That's not the right one. This lets you zoom in on time or zoom out on time. If you go here, it'll go to the previous edit point, which is where the video or audio something ended. If you hit this one, you go all the way to the beginning. That one will go to the end. You want your cursor tool. If you're clicking around this, it looks like a razor blade. It's called the razor tool, and that's to make cuts in the video. You can undo it. It's Control Z. If you scroll over them, you'll get it'll tell you what it is. Over here are the audio effects. There aren't a whole lot of audio effects or transitions. I really haven't noticed a difference between constant gain and constant power, but I don't have a very trained ear for something like that, so I don't know if I would notice it even if I saw it. there's a lot of transitions. You just drag them onto the end. If you ever get an error message that says that there aren't enough frames, you can't have a transition at that point. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. You just can't have a transition there. I think it's because some of the files don't get properly coded on the camera, and so they don't have as many frames as are needed in order to have a transition. When you get done editing all your stuff, you know, you have whatever you need on there. You go up to File, Export Movie, and save it wherever you want. Save it as an AVI, and then it'll take some time to save it, but you'll have your video file done. And I recommend doing this for every song you edit. It's very, very frustrating if the video project crashes when you go to burn it. This has happened to me before. It's not fun because you have to re-edit all the video. By a lot of times it's not the entire project that crashes, but individual sequences. So having separate sequences for each song will help out with that. If you export your video after each song, you'll have a video copy of your file that you can later put together for the movie, and it just makes a lot fewer headaches in the end. If you want to add title cards, you go up to Title, New, and choose one. When you get the video, all your individual video files done, export them as one large video, and then, excuse me, and then you're ready to burn your DVD, which will be a separate tutorial.